The Tim Report.
Hello, how are you? When I started the Tim Report, the traditional media didn't think I could succeed. But it's a big joke on them, because from the 15th of January 2013, I've made 3,226 subscribers on my YouTube channel. We are overtaking the traditional media and undermining them so that the liberals, who are in control, of which I am also one, cannot control the dialogue anymore, or the narrative, whatever you want to call it. They don't realize that at the rate that I'm gaining subscribers, I could have up to 250,000 subscribers by the year 5,726. So the Tim Report has always been built on you, the subscriber, the supporter, the Patreon. Give me that money. And the wellspring of support has been more than I could have ever expected. But what it's really about is the ideas. Before anything else comes ideas, comes discussion, comes dialogue. Even if I, as a full, pure, total, true liberal, don't fully agree with everything somebody else is saying, doesn't mean I should not have that person on my show to just say whatever they want without me challenging them. And the regressive, left-wing liberal media always says racist.
Oh, we should film it.
Just because you keep saying black people are criminals, you're a racist. Ridiculous. I know that true liberalism is about discussing things, even if there's only one side to the discussion and it's just the person I'm talking to saying whatever they feel like, and I just go like that. That is true liberalism. But this chorus of negativity, this traditional media that we are getting around, that we are running end rounds around, that's not real language, but it sounds good in my head. They're not ready for the kind of ideas that I'm putting forth on the Tim Report. Today's guest is a historian and person who writes books, and this basically qualifies him to come on here and say what he likes. Today's guest, he is being described as incredibly racist and insulting, and part of the conservative movement, which is possibly the darkest and most hideous aspect of conservatism. Ridiculous. Today we will go behind the noise and talk to the real author and find out what he really thinks. This is the conversation that the liberal whatevers will not have. So let's get to know this historian and author.
Sit down.
Today's guest is a historian and author who goes by the name of Timmy von Hitler. He's caused a little bit of controversy in liberal circles, but we're going to hash it out and have a good conversation. So, welcome to the Tim Report, Timmy von Hitler. I want to thank you for a very kind welcome to your show, Mr. Tim. Oh, anytime. Yes, I am a historian and my name is Timmy von Hitler. Very interesting. So, how did you come up with the name Timmy von Hitler? Is that your real name? You're actually called that? Yeah, well, actually, that's a very interesting question. My original name was actually not Timmy von Hitler at all. I was actually named after Hans von Hitler. Hans von Hitler was famous as a tobogganer. My father knew a man who used to make spigots, if you have ever heard of them. Ugh. Oh, my fucking hair is coming out. That's bad. Funny. Really funny. So, who is this Hans von Hitler who made spigots? Would you tell us and the audience a little bit about him? Hans von Hitler, no relation whatsoever to the actual Hitler, Adolf Hitler. It is in no way associated with Adolf Hitler. And because I am an enjoyer of history, I decided to change my name to Timmy von Hitler after Hans von Hitler. What's that beer you're drinking? Very good questions. I am actually drinking Heineken's, which is from my countries of Germany. And more hair is coming out of me. Oh, you're great, Timmy von Hitler. This is the kind of thing the liberal media won't talk about. Ugh. Be careful. So tell us about your books. What kind of books did you write? It's exciting. So, I wrote my first book, which was called The Problem. Now, the problem is something very difficult for people to understand. But basically, the problem is to do with a certain section of society. What is the problem? So the problem is partly related to historical factors involving such people as maybe the Jews and maybe the blacks. I had many problems with the Jews and the black, mostly with the Jews. It is how they are kind of, how you say, watering down the bloodline. In Harry Potter we have the mudblood. In real life, maybe we have Jewish people coming to my Germany, kind of destroy it. And yet, because of the Jew destroying this kind of thing, people say Hitler, not so good. I think sometimes we have to have issue with this, because, hey, Hitler just tried to do the best with what he has. Of course, I'm not talking about Hans von Hitler, who was a tobogganer. I am now talking about the Alfred Hitler, who I think is actually quite admirable in his own way, if we put aside this kind of genocide things. People could definitely take that the wrong way. They might think that you're condoning Nazis there. They might think, oh wow, that's a Nazi type man. What do you say to that? Oh, God. Well, that is why I like your show. Many of the other people say, right. Hey, Mr. Timmy von Hitler, we cannot have you on this show. We do not think that the views you have about the Jew and the black is a very much good Jew.
Yeah, I mean,
view. This just stifles the much conversation that we can be having about how the degeneracy of the international Jewry is destroying the bloodlines which make the native Germany and the rest of Europe so good. And without that, we also would not have the Muslim problem, because the original Jewish people, they killed Jesus. And that caused the Muslim to make their own counter-reaction in the form of the Islam. So now we have the ISIS and we have the international Jewry. So I appreciate the fact that you can have me on your show as a liberal, and we can discuss these ideas without people getting angry, as they tend to do. Oh, Timmy von Hitler, you're racist. Just because you admire Hitler. Are we really so simple in this time of ideas that that's how we do it? I don't think so. So I appreciate you as a liberal man having the conversation for me. Timmy
right, but I mean, I'm actually Jewish, so I feel a bit weird about you saying all this kind of stuff, but people might say you're racist. I think that's ridiculous, because it's just about the conversation. It's not about, like, whether you're a racist. Like, you can say things. I think you nailed it. It's all about the ideas. That's what it's all about. And what I really appreciate, you say, hey, Timmy von Hitler, come use my platform. No problem. Timmy von Hitler, come on, talk about the Jewish problem, and you don't call me racist. And you do not say, hey, that's a problem. You say, please take my platform, use it as you please, with my consent. Other people might call you a cock to the racists. Ha, stupid. I feel like one of the problems here is that people are going to be very judgmental. They're going to say, this Timmy von Hitler is a racist. Because you're saying all this stuff about, like, killing Jews and all this kind of stuff, and I'm Jewish, so it looks like kind of weird that I'm having you on the show and just letting you say whatever you want about Jewish people. So judgmental. But I kind of feel like we're creating a new center, a new kind of political center, where liberals like me and sort of like people who are characterized as really hard right racists can get together and have a really good conversation. Like, what do you think of that? Although you are liberal, I am a conservative. I have very strong conservative views. We can agree on certain principles, such as low taxes, deregulation, maybe interventional war if we have to fight with the Jewish people, or if we have to fight with the Muslim or other brown people. Muslim, Jews? I don't know, I am Jewish. And we can agree small government and deregulations. These very good things. And then maybe we agree death camp for the liberals. It's a mental disease. No, they're going to take that out of context.
Fat shaming. Because these PC colleges, they say, hey, just because somebody is Jewish, or fat, that
Jewish
means you
stuff
can't
again.
say disgusting, despicable things about them.
Right.
I think we know different because we
Well,
are the
I know-
non-PC liberal. We do not have to agree on everything for us to be able to come together and talk a lot about my views without challenging them.
Yeah, it's like I'm just kind of giving you a platform and normalizing you.
So what do you think about, like, they were always talking about George Soros. He's like this Jewish cabal leading
good.
man, and what was your mug? What's on your What's that? What's on your mug? My mug.
No,
My
your mug.
You want to see my mug?
No,
Is that my
no,
mug?
no. You were drinking
No.
from a mug.
Not this. My mug.
Yeah,
my
You
mug.
were drinking.
Oh, my mug. Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. My mug.
No.
No?
You're drinking.
My
drinking.
mug. Oh yeah. This is my mug.
What's on there? What?
Oh no! Just because I have this
It looks
symbol.
like Nazi.
No, I am not a Nazi. No. I have this mug for my collection of history. Yeah, that's right.
You're a historian. That's right. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just I'm not celebrating this,
Yeah.
even though I very much admire everything this stands
That's what the
for.
liberal media will say.
This is just a artifact.
Gotcha. Yep.
I see that you are a student of history. I very much appreciate that. Maybe I will send you one of these. And then we can kill the Jews in a new Holocaust. Oh, you understand.
Right.
This is the German humor.
Right. They're hilarious.
Joking.
This is satire, isn't it? They're always doing that. You're doing a satire. It's just a joke. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. I like you. So, I mean, based on the fact you own a Nazi mug and you keep saying, I want to kill Jews and stuff, they're going to say you're racist. Like, how do you
I am.
fight the liberal people who are always saying,
Racist. You want a genocide. You're a racist.
like, how do you respond to that? You're not trying to kill Jews.
Right. Well, my next book will be called How to Kill the Jews.
No, you're not trying to kill Jews.
It's the follow-up to How to Kill Muslims.
I'll ignore that.
Oh, yeah, of course, you do not have to agree with it. I do not think you do.
Well, Timmy von Hitler, you've been basically the greatest guest of all time. I love everything you've said, and I fully condone it, even though I don't, because I'm liberal, and I just distance myself from this, but I'm gonna have someone on next week exactly like you, probably.
Well, Tim, I want to thank you very much for having me on your show. I guess, final word. Hail Trump!
I get it.
Hail our people!
Great reference. Fantastic reference.
Oh, and hail Hitler!
Oh, we lost him. Had to cut him off there. You didn't hear the last thing he said. That last bit, we gotta cut that. We're cutting that bit, right? Okay. If you want to donate to my Patreon, I'm gonna provide the link right after this interview so you can give me money. So that we can continue discussing ideas about liberalism. Let's continue fighting the liberal orthodoxy.
Donate to my Patreon. Donate to my Patreon. Donate to my Patreon. Donate to my donate. Donate to my Patreon. Donate to my Patreon. Donate to my Patreon. Donate to my donate.